Some confusion defensively for OSU. Quick throw over the middle. Grab is made. Here's Travis Hunter. Turns upfield. End zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Colorado. A little drop down pass just behind the linebacker. Well, we've said it before. Travis Hunter is unique. Touchdown for the Buffaloes. He had 98 yards receiving, but the Buffs end up falling by a touchdown to the 16th rated Beavers of Oregon State. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Our sideline reporter, Andy Lindahl, after this one. Not good for the first three quarters, but boy, did Colorado find some life in the second half late in this ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, look, Shedeur Sanders is Superman. He really is. Sometimes they've got almost like a one-man defense in Travis Hunter sometimes on the defensive side of the ball because he can pick off, it seems like, almost any pass he chooses to. And then Shedeur goes out there. Shedeur was asking for help from the official multiple times just to get off the turf. And he still gets up. I'm thinking the guy can't walk anymore. I said it to you during the game. It's like a Rocky movie where this guy can't take any more punches, and then he just starts slugging back at the guy. And that's what he did in the fourth quarter. Now, you know, the game wasn't what they wanted, but you hope going into Arizona, who's on a bit of a roll now and beats UCLA, hopefully that fourth quarter got everybody comfortable with what they need to do to get some things done come Saturday.
You know, obviously leading into this ball game, the story leading in was the coaching changes and what was going to look like from an offensive standpoint. I don't know if we could tell during the real time. It was significantly different out there for Colorado, but they didn't run the ball. Minus 7 yards rushing.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, not everybody liked the comment, but the reality is there'll be some personnel changes at the end of the year. But till then, you got to coach up the guys that you got. And I think they tried to do that as best they could. I do think no matter who you want to give credit to, I think there was a clear intention, get the ball out of your hands. And I think Shedeur tried to do that as best he could. Now, look, sometimes they just dropped their linebackers back, jumped in the throwing lanes. Other times, you know, I think Shedeur, he was battling through some stuff early on, and he finally, I think, got loose enough that he could get it going late. So hopefully, whatever it is, he's loose enough beginning of the game next week.
Yeah, Shedeur in that second half kind of kept walking up and down the sideline, didn't want to stiffen up. And, you know, Andy uses the Rocky analogy. I thought it was Willis Reed for the Knicks, if you're old enough to remember, running in out of the locker room at Madison Square Garden. But he was gutsy in the second half as the Buffaloes fall by a touchdown to OSU for homecoming here at Folsom Field afterward. We heard from head coach Deion Sanders.
This is hard. This is hard. The reason it's so hard is because you know you're capable of doing better, playing better, performing better, calling better games, coaching better on my behalf. And you are coming up short when you have enough to get the job done. And it's painful. It hurts myself, the team, and all the coaches, the fans, some of you as well that actually care. They played a valiant game. I love their coach. I love what he stands for. I love what he's about. I love the way he's resurrected that entire program. But our kids fought hard. They really did. And I love the fact that they didn't have any quit in them, that they rallied at the end and gave a heck of an effort. We just wish that we could do that in the midst of the game, the first, second, third, and fourth quarter with consistency. And we haven't found that level of consistency as of yet. And that's what's truly disheartening.
Coach Prime, after the Buffaloes end up falling by a touchdown to Oregon State, 16th rated Beavers come out with a victory. Buffaloes fall under 500 for the first time this season now, 4-5 in their overall record. We continue with Andy Lindahl, our silent reporter. On the defensive side, I think the one thing we can say here in recent weeks, as tough as it's been, that defense under Charles Kelly continues to progress. Sometimes small steps, but they're making plays.
No, look, I agree with you, and they kept him in the game most of the night. The defense gives the offense a shot sometimes to get into this thing. Now, unfortunately, when we're talking about the Oregon State game, it took the offense a little bit longer to get going. But I thought the defense did a great job as we talked all game long with Tyler Columbus about how this is a different scheme. The zone run scheme is a traditional run the football, dedicate yourself to the run. That's not modern college football. No. And so I do think they did a good job of adjusting to that scheme. I think Jordan Dominic continues to show us he's one of the playmakers on this team. Levante Bentley did a great job of coming out there, getting pressure on the quarterback. The secondary continues to have, I think, some special type of playmakers in there. And every week they get a little bit better. Now, they're going to need their best efforts. There's still some heavy hitters coming, and we thought Arizona was going to be an easy game, and all of a sudden, they beat some of the guys we didn't expect them to, so the defense is going to have to keep that up.
Arizona continues to impress. They beat UCLA on Saturday night, 27-10. You know, you mentioned Shiloh just a moment ago. That guy brings such a defensive and physical presence to this defense, doesn't he?
Yeah, Shiloh is a fun player to watch. He brings an aggression all the time. He's a throwback football player. I think there are a lot of NFL teams that would have liked him back in the day. The way he hits, his aggressiveness, his fiery nature to things. He's just, they're lucky to have him. They're lucky to have Travis Hunter. And they're going to need every bit of effort they have to try to help this offense find its footing in these next 3.
And Jordan Dominic, who we had on postgame to talk, what a great young man. First of all, he's got 5 sacks now in his season. He was really a problem defensively for Oregon State in this one. But the Buffs end up falling, and now 4-5 in the season. We'll take a timeout. We'll continue to break down the Buffs' loss to the Beavers. Tyler Columbus, Buffs great, going to join us next here on the Buffalo Stampede.